Debate on Vote 14, Local Government, Western Cape Adjustments Appropriation Bill.
Thank you, Secretary. I now see the Honourable, the Minister of Local Government, Minister Bredal.
Honourable Speaker, Honourable Premier, Cabinet colleagues, members of the Legislature, ladies and gentlemen. As we speak, the Western Cape is still under severe pressure with regards to the unrelenting drought. The drought has been the result of 3 years of below average rainfall, and we currently sit with dam levels in our province on average only 34% full. That means we have roughly 24% usable surface water left in the Western Cape. This is a serious concern to us, especially with an eye on the coming December festive season, when we expect an influx of tourists and other visitors to the province. We currently have a number of areas very badly affected. These include the city of Cape Town, the towns of Beaufort West and surrounding areas, and Eden and Matsikama districts. We are very worried about the impact of this drought on the agricultural sector, bearing cognizance of the fact that the agricultural sector is a stalwart of our economy and is one of the greatest job creators in the province. Due to the impact of the drought, the Western Cape Cabinet mandated Dr. Ivan Meyer earlier this year to allocate 75 million in emergency funding to specific votes as an initial drawdown to deal with the implications of the disaster affecting the province. Further to this, the Western Cape government introduced initiatives to deal with the implications of the drought. All of these initiatives are aimed at to deal with the drought short-term as well as long-term. This Department of Local Government has been at the forefront of tackling this disaster and has been allocated some additional funding to assist us in the drought alleviation program. An amount of 55 million was allocated to the department in the 2017-18 adjusted estimates. This funding will be used to continue to deal with the impact of the drought. Provisions has also been made for the 2018-19 financial year, but kept in reserve an amount of 39,931 million for water resource infrastructure in 2018-19. We are indeed most grateful to these additional allocations. It will be spent in ensuring our communities have drinking water. In short, our budget bottom line has increased with 95 million from 264 million to 359 million rand. The 55 million rand already mentioned will be going towards water augmentation programs across the province. These include boreholes and pipelines and other projects to ensure water security across the worst affected areas. In addition, an amount of 9.2 million has been allocated towards aerial firefighting capabilities. We are at the Disaster Management Centre concerned about the potential fire risk for the coming period. Last year, we had plus minus 17,000 fires. Many of these caused great damages, and the ability to access aerial firefighting resources will be critical in the period ahead. There is also an amount of 25 million that has been allocated towards drought relief projects. Agbare Speaker, ons bly bekommerd oor die voortsleepende droogte en dit is noodsaaklik dat almal moet saamwerk om ons oor die komende paar maande te kry. Dit sluit in die kollegas op nasionale sowel as plaaslike regeringsvlak en die sake sektor sowel as die private sektor. Ek wil ook die geleentheid gebruik maak om 'n klein regstelling te maak vir die rekord. Die afgelope week het die nasionale minister aangevoer dat die Wes-Kaap eers enkele maande gelede die nasionale regering genader het om die provinsie tot 'n rampsgebied te verklaar. Die feit van die saak is dat ons reeds in Desember 2015, ons het al die bewyse, die versoek ingedien het wat toe afgekeur is deur nasionale regering. In Januarie 2016 was 5 plaaslike munisipale gebiede wel tot rampsgebied verklaar en die hele provinsie is uiteindelik tot ramp verklaar in Mei vanjaar. Ons het inderdaad hierdie ramp sien kom en het voorbrand gemaak tot die beste van ons vermoë. Ons was ook ingelig dat ons die afgelope jaar bogemiddelde reën sou ontvang wat nie die geval was nie. Nietemin, die weer is onvoorspelbaar. Nou sit ons as 'n provinsie met 'n moeilike situasie wat ons moet bestuur en ons doen ons bes. Ek wil net ook hier weer 'n beroep doen op die publiek om saam te werk en om soveel moontlik water te bespaar as moontlik. Speaker, so in die aanloop tot die komende feesseisoen en die gepaardgaande risiko's vir veldbrande en waterinsidente wat toeneem, bedank ek graag die departement en amptenare as ook al ons nooddienswerkers in hul afwesigheid vir hul harde werk die afgelope jaar en hul toegewydheid in die komende periode. Dit is veral ook die mense by rampbestuur wat werklik 'n baie taai jaar agter die rug het. Daar was die brande of die brandramp by Nysna byvoorbeeld om een situasie te noem en natuurlik ook dan nou die droogte. Dit bly 'n plesier en 'n voorreg om saam met hierdie span te werk. Hiermee lê ek dan die gewysigde begrotingvoorstelle voor aan hierdie huis. Dankie.
Thank you, Minister. I now see the Honourable Member Tertius Simmers.
Baie dankie, Madam Speaker. Speaker, the aim of the Western Cape Department of Local Government is to monitor, coordinate and support municipalities to be effective in fulfilling their developmental mandate and to facilitate service delivery and disaster resilience through engagement with government spheres and social partners. It is on the back of this aim that the Democratic Alliance in the Western Cape welcomes the adjustments made to the department's budget for the 2017-18 financial year. The adjustment of R95,507,000 sees the budget increasing from R264,206,000 to R359,713,000. Speaker, the current drought and water shortage in the province is our biggest crisis, as the effect of this crisis cuts across all sectors and institutions of society. This is why it is pleasing to note that the department has placed a firm emphasis on combating the water crisis while also ensuring that everything is in place for the fire season. Just under R100 million has been allocated to address the water crisis, with R9,266,000 from the amount going to aerial firefighting to ensure that the province is ready to address any fires that might occur. This is indeed welcoming, and in addition to this, R90,314,000 will be used for water augmentation initiatives, drought relief and municipal infrastructure support. Dienslewering moet voortgaan. Speaker, this once again demonstrates the DA-led Western Cape government's commitment to not only continue addressing the water crisis, but to also ensure that the province is ready to combat any fires should they occur. It does, however, not stop there, Speaker. As the department has set R8,246,000 aside to appoint 21 additional contract staff to, over a 2-year period, manage and assist with drought capacity, while a further R2,068,000 will be utilized for coordination and communication within specific municipalities. Not only is the department continuing to improve its response to both the drought and potential fires, but it's also creating employment opportunities for residents in the province, and in doing so, improving the lives of people. Speaker, in conclusion, it is important to note that the DA-led Western Cape government does not pay lip service to addressing issues, but it implements its plans effectively. I thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Simmers. I now see the Honourable Jankie.
Nou wys ons die lip service van die DA.
It is
Die
your
lip service
turn
van die DA.
to speak.
Nou wys ons dit nou.
Honourable
Ons
Jankie.
haal uit en wys.
Voor jy uithaal
I'm on the
en
floor.
wys,
Can I continue with my
You
speech?
may, but I would like to just give you some guidance. Would you kindly address the chair,
I will
please?
address the chair,
Thank you,
but
sir.
nou haal ons
Use your
uit en
mic.
wys die lip service van die DA.
En gooi
The
kole
first point
en
I want to
alles.
make, Speaker, I'm observing now, this is the second occasion that since the DA Provincial Congress, CMAS has taken over from Ngasela, from the annual report, and now is there. There's some factual thing happening there, but let me not stay there.
Is it factual?
Let me
or
not stay
factual?
there. Let me continue. Listening to the Premier and the MEC Bredell, you only have to summarize what they were saying in this way.
Honorable Dankie, I don't want to do anything disrespectful, but you are sounding like the Honorable Christians. You might want to turn off one mic, please, because you've got both going.
You can hear me on one mic.
I can hear you on one mic.
Okay, no, I was trying to help you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here is the thing. I think this is the focus. After listening to the Premier and the MEC, you are only left to think this, that somebody is fiddling whilst Rome is burning. Somebody is fiddling whilst the province is burning. As for the MEC, he's playing with his fingers, he's fiddling while Central Karoo is on the collapse. That's all you can conclude on from listening to the two speakers, the Premier and his MEC. The medium-term budget priorities implementation has serious shortcomings regarding the PSG4, which is to enable a resilient, sustainable, quality, and inclusive living environment. Climate change response will be the drought and water supply crisis. Under the drought management and water security heading in the policy statement on page 52, the government talks about support for drought relief projects, which include water augmentation projects, repair and improvement of boreholes and water supply systems, as well as assistance to agriculture. This, in my book, sounds very good. It sounds very good. I cannot disagree with this. This is really good. Applaud. Let's applaud you for the statement. Honorable Chair, Honorable Max, the leader, let me continue. But when you look at the money allocated to these projects, Transport and Public Works allocated from the main appropriation 20.7 million, agriculture 30 million, local government 55 million. Now, for a government who has predicted day zero to be March 2018, when the province's dams will be empty, how can 105 million be an adequate response from an appropriation of 55 billion? This is like having peanuts for breakfast. This is a best-run government of the Western Cape. The facts speak for themselves. Money is earmarked for 2018-2019 in the form of 75 million and 25 million by education and 14 million by health department respectively. This money, as Honorable Magagla said, is just too little too late. Too little, too late. Drop in the ocean, yes. What normal government will start spending money after day zero? Which normal government does that? A government that does not react and act on a crisis happening, that, as the Premier was saying to us, there's long-term planning. It has nothing to do with them. Hulle denk van wat gaan aan in the long-term planning. You listen to your Premier saying that, yeah, in front of us. What kind of normal government does that? You are just not serious.
Order. Honorable Janji, can you please address the chair and not the Premier? And point finger to the Premier?
I will address the chair. Thank you very much, Chair. And forward to the spirit of Asijiki. No surrender for you. This brings us to the conclusion that the DA is not serious or rational about allocating money to the water crisis we are currently experiencing. There's no agency, Chair. They're operating as if it is normal when it is a crisis. The Premier is centralizing critical portfolios that are contributing to poor results in other departments. Honorable MEC Bredell spoke about we must watch in December there's going to be an influx of tourism. This December, you might not have an influx of tourists. Let me just help you there, because the water crisis is also even affecting that. There are hotels where staff, as we speak, are being laid off because of the water crisis. So your influx in December, and we're going to tell you the figures and compare in the last 3 years. So watch the space when we come back here. The Premier has stated that the drought, government response, and public response are to blame for the current crisis. Listen to that. She acknowledges that since 2015, there's been below average rainfall and tries to reason that 3 consecutive years of low rainfall is something unpredictable. It's a nice a justification and excuse. We give you that. Our concern with this passing the buck lies in the fact that our dams, Honorable Chair, have decreased with 25% from 2015 year on year. And the city and the province waited 3 years to act. And when they acted, they were all over the place, as they are even today. This is the best run government in the country, we are told.
Order, order. A point of order. Minister, Wendy.
Honourable Member, prepared to take a question?
Are you prepared to take a question, Member Janji?
I will take his question. I'm just going to proceed for now.
Okay.
So he can wait for me. I'll proceed for now.
Okay. Continue, Member Janji.
The City of Cape Town only introduced a water resilience plan in August 2017, which provided for the additional supply of water into the system. Very good. The water augmentation scheme's immediate and first tranche consists of groundwater extraction, desalination land-based containers, and a desalination barge, which together should add 200 megaliters per day when at full production. This is basically just enough to cover the current usage requirements, bearing in mind the target to avoid day zero is 500 megawatts. So you are 300 below liters a day. But the reductions from normal usage of 700 megaliters at best amounted to 600 megaliters. How realistic, Chair, are the supply targets of an extra 200 megaliters when the desalination plants the city is constructing in the VNA adds 2 megaliters, Grenga Bay 8 megaliters, Hout Bay 4 megaliters, and Simonstown 2 megaliters. The mentioned plants only contribute 16 megaliters, which is very concerning, especially if that is planned to relieve and assist us for March 2018, the day zero. Because we are going to have long summer, as you mentioned. Come March 2018, we will be in a severe crisis than we have today, because you have no plan from that side. All you're hearing are concepts being thrown at us. From the Premier, all of his MECs. That's what we have. The only target in the city's resilience plan, which seems like an effort to add sufficient water into the system, is the marine-based desalination plants at Cape Town Harbour and Gordons Bay, which together will add 200 megaliters per day on completion date. And we're saying, well done, Your Excellency, Patricia de Lille. Well done, Patricia, for that. I don't know if they could. Why would you not clap for that? Well done, Patricia de Lille. Well done. Well done, Patricia de Lille. Look at the silence. Look at the silence that side. They can't even applaud their own mayor. Their own mayor who comes with a very beautiful project. They can't do that.
Order.
It's strange.
Can you?
It's unheard of. It's just unheard of. It's unheard of.
Order. I don't think we are busy with the concert here.
Yo.
Member Yanji.
In summary, Honorable Chair, my leader, one can only see how a former mayor of Cape Town, the Honorable Premier Helen Zille, is having sleepless nights since she was responsible for the supply systems for clean water and delivery to households when she led the city and added no additional water resources. She was there. No. I'm just giving you facts. Tell us which additional water resources you added. Just tell us. Today, she can sit back and claim she is only responsible for oversight as a premier. Yet we know you were there. You did nothing, Honorable Premier. You were there. You did not attend to water leakages. You ignored aquifer projects then and now, and failed to maintain and utilize water canals. The ANC, therefore, Honorable Chair, calls on the National Department to assist the province, the city of Cape Town, Central Karoo, in the crisis that they are in, because on their own, they are just not able to come out of that. I thank you, Honorable Chair, my leader.
Order, order. In the absence of the ACDP, in the absence of the EFF, I see the Honorable Minister Pradel.
Baie dankie, waarnemende speaker. Aan die achtbare Tertius Simmers, baie dankie, Chairperson of the Standing Committee, for your oversight role and your support. Thank you for your support and your oversight. We really appreciate it. And also the way that you as a committee conduct your oversight over us. I think it's very important. It's a very, very important role in a democracy because you keep us sharp. It's not about party politicking. It's about what is the best for the people out there, and I want to thank you for that. Aan die achtbare Richard Jantjie. Ek wil toch vir jou versoek om aanhou te probeer try and find the factions within the DA, because the results of yesterday speaks for itself. Four votes to the ANC in Ward 102. It's a brilliant, thank you. So keep trying to divide us. That will be the result. The whole ward, 4 votes in the ward. So probeer die utmost best, want solank u oor die draad kyk, sal ons die stemme inbring. Achtbare waarnemende speaker, u sien wat die achtbare Richard mis, is die hoek van waar hy begin. Ons moet begin by waar ons in die Weskaap begin het. Ons het oorgeneem van 'n patetiese, korrupte ANC-regering. So toe ons oorgeneem het, was daar niks. En ons kan in die geskiedenis gaan, hoe die media omgekoop is, die breinkoeverte, sodat hulle kan probeer goed lyk en. Ons kan daar in alles gaan as ons wil. So wat ons moes gedoen het, is ons moes 'n waterplan op die tafel kry, en dan wil ek vir u sê dat die nasionale regering het 'n waterdepartement in die Weskaap, waar hulle soveel vertroue in het, dat die nasionale minister in 'n vol vergadering om verwyder het en gesê, moenie meer met die man werk, en na al die jare kom ons agter, hy verstaan nie water nie, ons vervang hom met iemand anders. So daardeur het hulle erken, hulle het niks gedoen nie. Achtbare speaker, ons het in 2010 reeds begin met waterbesparings. Ons in die Weskaap het leiding geneem en 'n waterplan op die tafel gesit. Op daardie stadium het die persoon wat sy nou verwyder het vir ons gesê, it's not your mandate, it's a national mandate. I said to them, it's got nothing to do. My argument was that it's got, forget about the functions. At least we've got a plan in the Western Cape. National Department then in 2012 signed off on our water plan. So we've got a signed off water plan signed by national government. As daar een plek is wat brand, achtbare waarnemende speaker, dan is dit nasionale regering. En as daar een plek is wat ongelooflik vinnig brand, is dit die departement van waterwese. En ons kan maar gaan kyk, hulle het die slegste audit verslag van alle staatsdepartemente. Dit spreek van self, so ons gaan nie daar gaan nie. Vergelyk dit met, kom ons sê, die achtbare lid het die Sentraal Karoo aangelaat. Ek wil net gou 2 syfers noem. Ons het oorgeneem Augustus verlede jaar. Niks, ja. Ons doen absoluut niks. Kom ek gee jou wat beteken niks in die DA se oë. Want ons erken ons moet nog baie doen. Niks in die DA se oë beteken, Ons het Augustus 2016 oorgeneem. Dis 'n jaar en 2 maande gelede het ons oorgeneem in Oudtshoorn. Ons het in Oudtshoorn gekry 'n 56 miljoen rand skuld vir Eskom. Vandag 'n jaar en 1 maand, 2 maande later is daai skuld 0 onder DA beheer. Ons het in Kanneland 'n jaar en 2 maande gelede, agbare jantjie, skuld gekry van 12 miljoen. 'n jaar en 2 maande later is die skuld 0. Dis wat die DA doen. Ons moet nog 'n klomp werk doen om die ANC se gemors reg te maak. Die valke is besig, die hawks is daar binne en mense sal in die tronk eindig. Agbare Speaker, in hierdie provinsie gaan ons 4,8 biljoen nodig hê om waterplanne, watersekuriteit langtermyn te verseker vir die plattelandsarea. In die stad is dit seker 7 biljoen rand plus en dis 'n bewegende teiken. Ons argument van die Wes-Kaap is dat die kiezer kan nie betaal vir hierdie mislukte nasionale waterdepartement nie. En ek wil die agbare Richard vra wat nou verwys na die burger. Ag, die agbare jantjie, alles bly maar net dieselfde. Hy weet in elk geval nie waarvan hy praat nie, ongeag wat 'n agbare hy is. Agbare Speaker, hy verwys na die agbare de Lille om hier 'n politieke wig in te bring. Wat die agbare die jantjie nie verstaan nie, is dat in die DA mag ons van mekaar verskil. Want ons gaan opstaan vir die kiezer, vir die belastingbetaler se reg daar buite om nie betaal vir mislukte regering se foute nie. Daardie regering sweer sal tafel toe kom, ons sal hulle dagvaar, ons sal hulle grondwet hof toe vat, maar hulle gaan betaal vir hulle funksie, hulle gaan nie wegkruip nie. In die tussentyd sal ons die geld leen en ons sal alles in ons vermoë doen om nie by dag 0 uit te kom nie, maar nasionaal gaan betaal, agbare Speaker, ongeag wie ons voor die howe moet bring. Agbare Speaker, agbare Richard het gepraat van 2014, agbare jantjie, hy weet nog altyd minder as die agbare Richard, maar die damme het in 2014 oorgeloop. In 2015 kon weervoorspelling nie vir ons sê, hulle opinie was dit gaan 'n nat jaar wees. Dit het alles te doen, want in daardie jare het ons gesukkel om oor 'n mislukte Eskom te kom, wat onder ANC beheer is, wat vir ons in blackouts gedompel het. So ons moes daar aandag gegee het. Ons het heeltyd geweet water kom, ons is nou by water. En ons is heeltyd besig om op te maak vir 'n mislukte nasionale regering. So agbare waarnemende Speaker, ons het 'n plan. Ons het 'n risikoregister. Ons toeriste is welkom en ons toeriste gaan toeneem. En die agbare die jantjie verstaan nie dat die Kaapse toerisme se toeneem word uitgebalanseer met skoolvakansies en mense fabrieke wat toemaak. Ons groot fokus gaan wees op ons kusdorpe wat baie toeneem in bevolking en ons het 'n plan en ons werk op 'n daaglikse en weeklikse slag met ons regerings. So agbare Speaker, die mense kan baie dankbaar wees wat die DA in beheer gestem het. Want as dit enige ander provinsie was, sou hulle uit water gehardloop het. Baie dankie, dis 'n eer en 'n voorreg om deel te wees van die Wes-Kaap DA regering.
Order. This concludes the debate on this vote.